What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
I'm not shy. Are you shy? All right.
How different is this year compared to last year as the guy?
I mean, I think just with experience from last year, obviously you continue to grow. I mean, you continue to grow and you continue to excel and obviously work on your craft and work on all the things that you like had happen last year, and like just growing as a team too. Fundamentally sound as an O-line and just being a leader up front too.
What did you work on in the off season to improve on?
I mean, just definitely like the fundamentals. I mean, it goes back to technique of the game, like leverage. You kick sets and pass pro, you punch, pass pro. I mean, beating people with leverage in the run game. Lower body strength, everything you can imagine. Like, definitely went hard as I'd ever had. So it was a great off season.
Did you work on being heavier, or I would think a center would be a little bit thicker?
Yeah, I'm right around 315 right now. I mean, I probably played around like 310-ish, 308 last year. So, but yeah.
How did you process that last play against the 49ers? You got played a whole lot.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, we're on to this year, and you keep that in your mind of like how the feeling is, but you can't go back, and we're always looking forward. And it's 2022 season, and we're looking forward to this year and making our run at Super Bowl.
Was it hard to move on from that, considering there was a lot of discussion about how that ended, and there was no one expecting you guys to lose that early in the playoffs? Was it tough for you guys to move on?
Well, I think it was interesting. Like last year, we had a speaker, Chad. He's one of our mental coaches, and greatness doesn't. You don't have a choice to be great. And if you want greatness, you don't have choices. And the choice that we have is to move forward from it and to grow from it too, for experience and at the end of the day, the game shifted came down to that. And I think we can grow as a team and grow individually. And we have a lot of guys back coming from last year, and the team chemistry is a great bond we had this offseason and into this camp. So,
can you talk about a little bit about what you're learning? Because you're basically playing in between two Cowboys greats, and Teron Smith and Zach Martin. What have you tried to absorb from both of them, particularly Martin immediately to the right, that can help you hit the next level of change?
I would say for sure knowledge of the game, but also experience, and then playing with them. I mean, my first year, I asked a lot of questions when I first came in. Obviously, it was COVID, so it was kind of close to the season, everything like that. But like, I asked them questions about just how it all works. And then after going into my second year, I'm playing with both of them a lot more and everything, and having that off season, I think that's huge for team chemistry and everything. And you learn a lot from the great. You learn how to do the lifestyle as a professional athlete. I mean, those two are definitely professionals in this league, and that's how you describe them in one word, is they're professional. So
how much are you talking to Tyler to help him, like you said, learn to be a professional?
Right.
That kind of thing.
And it's just the experience that I've learned from too. I mean, from my first 2 years in the NFL, and from my experience, like we help them out in the meeting room, and like and it's camp too. So I mean, we're here all the time. So we have. We're in meetings together. We're in lunch and breakfast, and you name it. So like we're always helping one another on and off the field if whatever needs it. I mean, mental health is a huge thing, and but we're always here for one another, whatever it is. It's not just always football, but it could be whatever's going on. And he's doing great. He's doing a great job of just fundamentally being present.
This is a tough business. They're always trying to upgrade talent. Are you more secure in what you're doing right now than maybe your first year in the league?
I have confidence, and I'm very confident with what I do and my craft and my game, and it speaks a lot of volume of who I am as a person. So.
When your offensive line's got a culture of being great and known as great, is there extra pressure in the early stages of your career, and how do you sustain that or tell younger players that, hey, this is the way we do things with Cowboys?
Can you repeat that?
When you have a culture of being such a strong offensive line,
right.
Is there a lot of pressure early in your career to kind of live up to that, and how do you work with younger players now that you've been here a while to kind of live up to that?
Well, I think just the rich history from the Cowboys offensive line in general. Like when I was at Wisconsin, we watched them. We watched their film. It wasn't any other film, So I mean, just to know that intensity upon watching film year in, year out before I even got here was a expectation level of when I actually did get here was that this is it. This is how it's supposed to look like, and we're going to do everything we can do to do it. And I think it just comes with pushing yourself beyond the limits that you can actually take. I mean, you have to push yourself to exhaustion to be able to see what is on the other side of who you are at a starting point. So when I came into 2020 and who I am now, I am a different person. I am stronger. I am confident. I'm more than I was then. So, but it takes a lot of mental toughness and obviously physical toughness, but a lot of mental toughness to be confident in what you do every single day. And like you guys said before, like Zach and Tyron, they drive the bus. I mean, and they do a great job of being leaders on this team, and they do a great job of keeping that rich history and providing a knowledge for me to do the same as when I'm leading on the team too. So.
Is that something that's just there, or do they have to instill that? Like, is it something that you just know coming into camp, or do those two guys specifically say, hey, this is how our culture is on the offensive line?
Well, I mean, we have a certain standard on our team, and we know what it looks like, and when we need to speak up, we need to speak up, and I think they do a good job of being verbal, and also show by example. And when they need to speak up, they'll speak up. Same with Dak, Zeke, and all the other big captains on our team.